experience proving Bigfoot.
The search for the flying saucer.
You're about to explore another world, another universe with the likes of ghosts, Bigfoot, and UFO.
I woke up in the middle of the night. I don't know what it was.
He is overshadowed by the energy from the world teacher, and the world teacher uses him and gives the blessing.
And all of a sudden, I realized that the banging is coming from my kitchen. Instantly, I froze. I was so scared.
They said they heard like a disembodied scream, like a bloody scream, like something bad was happening.
And now, here comes your diva of the dark, Lori Schultz.
Hi everybody, you're listening to The Dirt. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know a lot of people are pretty busy right about now. Kickoff, playoff games, football. I'm not the type to say I told you so, Chris Singleton, but welcome to the show and welcome to the pack.
All right, let's not talk about this. It's still hurting.
I'm sorry. But I am excited about today's game. And you know what? Obviously, I didn't know for sure if they'd win because, like, had I thought it over, you know what I mean? Like, I can't believe I'm missing it. But I mean, the show must go on.
Absolutely.
And it might jinx it. If I was, like, the type to, like, you know.
Go out of your way just to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cancel the show, do all that, and then all that just so you can watch them lose, right?
Yeah, I know I would have been like, are you kidding me? I'd rather have just asked our special guest, Vicky, what she thought about the Packer game, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Might have some insight.
Yeah, so today, everybody, we're going to have Vicky Emanuel. She's a return, just beautiful guest that I just absolutely love. She's a great friend of mine. And she's just such a pleasure to have on. She's an energy reader. And she does a lot more than just that. But, hey, that's what she likes to be called. And I just have had so many great experiences with her. And I'm super excited that she's back on. That's for sure.
Yeah, I always like when she's on the show. It's fun.
Yeah, it totally is.
Yeah, it's fun.
And today she's actually going to take phone calls, which she always does, and it's a lot of fun. So I know there are a lot of people who are just waiting, and they're going to want to be calling in. Mm-hmm. And the number here is 530-742-5555. And, of course, you can call in and talk to Vicky. I know she's got a great fan base. A lot of people follow her, including me.
We're all fans.
I know. We all love Vicky, you know. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just curious. I feel like asking her if the Packers are going to win. But that's like one of those lame, like things. Like you ask somebody that's like, you know, like if you rubbed a lamp on a genie, you get 3 wishes. Like one would be, I want 3 more.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think you get to know stuff like that. No matter what you know. I don't think you get to know stuff like that, or else you just might go be rich, right?
Yeah. But some people would want something other than being rich.
I suppose.
I mean, what a lame world we live in. Like, right now, I'm like, what is the number one wish that people wish for?
Just using the most magical gift in the universe to just get some cash.
Okay, I've got the top 3. Love, health, money.
Love, health, money?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I would think. I bet
you would hope.
Yeah.
You would hope that's what people have the order in, at least.
Instead, I'm all, are the Packers going to win?
Right.
Oh, well, you know, you got to do what you know.
Priorities are Packers money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, well, hopefully they win. I hope they win. But I was going to ask my sister to, like, do the vegan recipe.
Uh-huh.
I know where she is. She's wearing yellow and green. She's with the family. Last thing on her mind, I'm sure, is vegan anything.
Well, let's call her up. Let's enter her up there.
I know.
Let's get her on the phone.
Bonnie, remember that recipe that you said that you would call in today, but I'm sure you didn't realize it was the Packer game? Yeah, right?
Yeah, we can't wait till the end of the show this time. We got to do it right now.
You know what? Almost all of my friends, like from the Midwest, no one's going to be watching. No family.
Oh, no.
This show, I'm just like on my own. I'm like an orphan.
Yeah.
They're like, good luck. Make sure you record it. Because we're not recording that game.
Because we're not watching it live.
Yeah, exactly.
We're watching something else.
I lost my one ear
Uh-oh.
thing. Okay, so we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to have Vicky Emanuel on the show with us today. So everybody stay tuned for The Dirt. I'm super excited for our beautiful return guest, Vicky Emanuel.
You are tuned to The Dirt.
If you don't like spending an hour on the treadmill every time you enjoy your favorite frap or smoothie, I've got great news for you. This is Rhonda from Free Time Java inside Lakeview Energy Centers in Marysville and now in Yuba City. I want you to enjoy every sip of your favorite Free Time Java drink without any guilt. So, we've brought in delicious, healthy alternatives called Fit, and we are giving $1 off any 16-ounce Fit Frap or Fit Smoothie. These are full-flavored, healthy alternatives. The Fit Fraps are chocolate and vanilla, and they can be used in your favorite drink, and you can add a fruit infusion. It has 21 grams of protein and less than 1 gram of sugar. The Fit Smoothies have less sugar and carbs and all the flavor. Don't rack up extra miles on the treadmill. Come in and enjoy yourself with no guilt. The daily special of $1 off any 16-ounce Fit Frap or Fit Smoothie is available from both Free Time Java locations on 12th and B Street in Marysville and Calusa Highway next to U-Haul in Yuba City.
When you think of the ideal country diner, what qualities do you expect? If you answer that question with friendly service, value, and delicious food, Duke's Diner is the place for you. As one of Yuba County's longest-running family businesses, patrons have continued to support Duke's quality dining experience for over 5 decades. If you haven't made the trip to 7th Avenue in Olivehurst between 5:30 a.m. and 2 p.m., be sure to follow us on Facebook to keep up with our lunch specials on weekdays. That's Duke's Diner at 1770 7th Avenue in Olivehurst.
My family and I were driving our one-day-old son home from the hospital when we got a flat tire. With no spare in our car and nothing but rice fields in sight, we called Les Schwab. When Joe saw us on the side of the road with 2 babies, he insisted he'd drive me and the kids home.
Let's get you home safe.
While my husband waited for the tow truck. In no time, Joe's crew had our tire repaired and wouldn't even accept a tip for a ride home, saying it was
baby's first gift.
I guess they would, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Hi, everybody. You're listening to The Dirt, and that's some groovy music.
You like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling 70s. Is it late 60s, 70s? What is that?
This is from the early 2010s.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I am super lame. But I mean, like, didn't it sound a little disco-ish?
Yeah, that's a good jam.
Is it?
It's called Hit That Jive.
Well, I should hit the radio and listen to that stuff a little more so I don't embarrass myself by like 30 years.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, whatever. So anyway, I was just going to welcome Vicki Emanuel to the show. So Vicki, are you here with us?
I am.
Hi, welcome to The Dirt.
Thank you for being here. I'm so excited to be here. I haven't chatted with you guys for a while.
Oh my goodness, I know it has been a while. So, I mean, what is new with Vicki?
Oh boy, I don't think we have enough time for that. No, I'm just joking. So what's new? Well, let's see. Pretty much the same. I don't think any change. You know, still doing my same thing. Super busy working. Same life. I still have 5 kids. That's the same.
You mean you didn't have a few more since I talked to you?
Added to that. So yeah, everything's going great. My life is awesome. I don't have anything really to complain about.
Well, okay, so happy Thanksgiving. Let's see, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and then it's almost Valentine's Day, so I love you.
Thank you. Aren't you the sweetest? Thank
you. You're welcome.
And I was listening earlier when you said what people want the most. You are so right. All my readings are about love, health, and money.
Oh my goodness.
But I will say for men, sports is up there too. I think it's just crazy how men are so into sports.
Well, I'm into the Packers.
Yeah, I heard that. So you know what? I'm actually really good at. I always win football polls.
You do? Okay, that's one of the things. I think it's the hugest question that people have about. Yay! I think he's going to turn the Packer game on for me in here. I'll try not to be too distracted. But okay, number one, I think everybody who's like knows somebody who can like see any sort of read into anything. I don't even want to say psychic, medium, whatever. They're probably like, well, if that person is a psychic, then how come they don't win the lottery? Okay, and I'm going to say, who's to say that they don't, number one, but number two, I mean, I think it's a little different than that. It comes to your mind. But if you're winning football pools, then see, there's a little bit of that could probably seriously come true. So since you're good at this, who's going to win today? The
so you know
Cardinals?
what? I see colors. So who are they? I don't even know. I'm not a Packer fan, obviously. So who are they
Why
playing?
is it obvious? It's not obviously that you're not a Packer fan. Everybody loves them. Okay, I'll let that go.
Sorry, I'm a Patriots fan. So.
Forever, or is this a bandwagon thing?
No, I know. I love the Patriots. So.
Okay.
Why are you Green Bay? Are you?
I was born in Wisconsin. I was born that way.
Okay.
It's kind of like how I was born with two legs. I was born a Packer fan.
Okay.
It's just how it goes, you know.
But
But
who are they playing? So who are they playing?
okay, Cardinals and the Green Bay Packers. And if you see yellow, okay, the Green Bay Packers are wearing yellow and white mostly, and then a little, of course, the green. And then the Cardinals are in the red and the white bottoms.
Ooh, it's gonna be a good game.
Mm-hmm. And I like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game. So what are the colors again? You said yellow.
Yellow. Okay, so the Packers are wearing white shirts with green numbers and yellow pants.
Okay.
And then the Cardinals are wearing red shirts and white pants.
Ooh, this is gonna be a really good game. I want to say Green Bay, but I don't know.
Yes, say it.
I don't know. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I'm thinking.
What?
But I have a question. Why isn't Green Bay wearing green?
Because it depends on if they're away or at home. And because, you know, just like they either are wearing their white shirts or they're wearing their green shirts, depending if they're at home game or away game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they change clothes. They're like Barbies.
So the other ones are red and white.
Yeah. Chris is shaking his head.
Barbies. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard a football player just like Barbies.
Ken dolls.
Yeah, you just called a bunch of pro football players
Ken
like
dolls.
Barbies
Well, they're Ken dolls.
because you can change their clothes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Maybe we need to start having little football Barbies dolls.
No, maybe the Barbies are on the sidelines with little pom-poms.
Little Kens.
Yeah, those are Barbies. These are Ken
Um,
dolls. So, yeah.
You know, I could be wrong, but I feel you're not going to like my answer, so I'll leave it at that.
Wait, you already said you felt Green Bay Packers. Did the future already
I
change?
said it's going to be a close game, but I think that the other team's going to win.
Yeah, well, yeah, you probably shouldn't say any more about this.
So we'll say that.
Okay, so you have to make a solid guess or prediction. We'll let the game start playing so you can get some vibes. Right now, the first quarter started, and it's just started. So we'll let you go like a quarter. Then you got to make a prediction. Just in all fairness.
I feel somebody is going to get hurt.
That's
Hopefully
a
I'm
given.
wrong there too. Where's
I
that?
feel like somebody is going to throw a football.
Where is that? Where is that?
Where is it at? It's at where is there?
Is it at home?
In Arizona?
Yeah, is it in Arizona?
It's in Phoenix.
So it is there because
Yeah.
it looked too nice out to be
Okay, all right.
Wisconsin. They'd be like, it'll be snow flurries and people would be like freezing in their little warm-up jackets.
Right.
You know what? While we're talking, I'll pull them up and look at their uniforms.
Okay.
So, yeah, that will help me.
Oh my goodness, I love this show already because we're talking football. Okay, so yeah. So, and also I think guys might worry about,
What about something? What?
well,
Lori?
I was
We're
gonna.
on the radio, remember?
I know that's true. But like relationships, I guess. I was gonna say something else, like, who they're gonna marry and stuff. But that's relationships. That's love. I think guys would worry about that.
Yeah, well, yeah, both. Oh my God, yeah, all my readings are about love, health, and money. Those are your top 3 questions.
Oh, I know another one that is a top for you. Not maybe necessarily for everybody, but as a person. What do you want me to call you? A medium, or what do you want me to?
I go by it all. Medium, health intuitive, energy reader, energy healer, pet psychic. I pretty much, I
Okay.
go by it all.
Okay, so as a medium, I would say that a lot of people ask you about loved ones that have passed. That's got to be a top 2. I mean, not top number 2, but also.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Loved ones. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Since I'm a medium, yeah, that would be a top one too. Mhm.
Yeah, that's for sure. So, I was just gonna ask you, like, with everything, all the things going on over the holidays and everything like that, do you get like more, like, energy and stuff like that from the other side, like people trying to contact you to give messages to loved ones? Because I mean, it seems like over the holidays, it seems like more people are missing and wishing for people that have maybe passed away.
Yeah, the holidays are really hard for a lot of people, especially if you do have family that's passed away. Even if, I realize too, this is for everybody as a whole, is the holidays is just an energy, even if you have all your family members down here and you're with your members, it's a lot of people become sad or depressed, or it's just, I think because we have put such a big vibe on it that it has to be this wonderful, terrific time. And so the expectation, we put this big expectation on it, so there's a lot of letdown, I believe, and also a lot of like family drama will always come out around then too, family
because
stuff.
people are around each other.
Yeah, right. And you're around an aunt you don't like, or whatever, like it's just a lot of expectations, it's a lot of different energies together. For me, doing readings and stuff, I mean, I'm busy pretty much all the time, but yeah, I would say a lot more people do the mediumship. They want to contact, or be a message, or they want to be able to contact the person on the other side, definitely, around the holidays. So I do a lot of message galleries and stuff around it.
Okay, well, I can see that, because a lot of people would be like, especially maybe spouses, maybe it's their first holiday or something without their spouse, husband, something like that. That seems like a tough one. A really tough one. I mean, they're all tough, but that one seems especially tough. Especially if you had like traditions, like where possibly the family members all came to your house or that person's house or something like that. It seems like it would affect a lot. So, as far as like when you were describing all the different gifts that you have, and I like to call them gifts just because, I mean, some people might look at it as like a curse, like if they don't get any sleep and they're being contacted constantly from the other side. But where do you think like you spend your energy, quote unquote, pun intended, like with your gifts and stuff? Do you think it's more like with spirits? Do you think it's more with healing? Because I know you're a healer as well. I mean, where is it that you find yourself focusing as far as the gifts that you do have?
Yeah, this is one of the things for myself, because I am very diverse. I'm a health intuitive, I'm a name reader. All I need is a name to tune in, and I can do it. I can go to people on the other side for you. I can tune into your health. I can see your past, present, future. I see all of that. And then I'm a pet psychic. I work with pets, and then I'm also an energy healer. And miracle healings happen too. I'm just going to say through me, not that I'm the person. There's a higher source that I work with. But that's one of my, it's a double-edged sword for me, because I am so diverse that I work with it all, but it gets me overwhelmed too a lot of times, because I'm just not a medium, or I'm just not an energy healer. I'm just not a pet psychic. A lot of people out there that do this professionally, they have one thing that they do. And I do workshops, and like my book, Manifest Anything You Want in 30 Days, I do a workshop on that, and I do soul coaching, and then I'll do a message gallery. And so to be honest with you, I do it all. I don't really, there's not one area that I'm more, that I'm more busy with. But at the same time, it kind of stresses me out too, because I have so much stuff that I'm doing. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. And people will ask me, well, what do you love to do the most? And I think it's all the same. It's energy, so it's, I just the other day, there's a missing person here in Ojai. So I'm helping out the cops with that, with helping this missing person. And for me, like, I'm glad to help and have the gift that I do to be able to help people like that, to help, because especially the mediumship or missing people or whatever, just because it heals the person so much,
And I remember us having a conversation about this before, because remember when I was like totally, well, I still am. Okay, when I had mentioned back then about the missing 411 stuff, with people going missing in parks, and you were saying how, you don't like to totally focus on that, and I'm happy that you're helping somebody that's missing, totally. I saw that on Facebook and everything, and I'm sure you're a valuable resource. And FYI, for everybody who's listening, actually, police departments actually seek out the help from mediums a lot more than we know. They do it a lot. The only disadvantage that they have is if they can't get some sort of evidence from it, but a lot of times they will find the body, they will solve a lot of it, but they still need the evidence to like convict somebody. But a lot of times just the people who are the family members of the victims just want to know where the person is, where their body is, and if they're okay, if they're not okay, just different things like that. So, but I do recall you saying that it's a negative sometimes feeling with working in that area. Not to say this specific case that you're working on now is, but just to say that in general, you know, you liked the more uplifting situations. Do you recall saying that?
For me to do this full time, the minute I actually, like if I'm watching news and I see a missing person or see a picture of a child or a pet or something, you know, I will know immediately if they're in spirit or if they're still alive. And, you know, and I will actually sometimes too, like if I really wanted to focus on it, I would know, I'll see things, I'll be able to see where they're at and just different things. But to do that full time is just not what I want to do. You know, it's a lot of responsibility too. And it's just not my forte. It's just not one of my things. I rather work with people in large groups and try to help people, as many people as I can in a large group, and uplifting, like you said, heal their lives and work with energy to manifest and bring in health, love, and money.
And teach them to astral travel. And
yes, your favorite astral travel.
Yes. Favorite too. That's one thing that me and Crystal have in common is that, and I've only successfully done it once.
0.
Really? Chris,
Yeah.
you haven't done liftoff yet? What's up with you?
Nope.
She's all lifted
Have you tried?
Guess I haven't really been focusing on it recently, no.
You know, recently I haven't focused on it either, but when I did, I mean, I at least did once. Vicky, do you think you can come over here right now?
Do I want to? There's no.
No, not want, but I want the listeners to see that.
It feels a lot cleaner.
It is.
And brighter, like it feels fresh. Like, did you guys paint it or something, or is it just a new? Like, it just feels better. Like, did somebody leave that was yucky or something?
No comment.
Yeah, we can't comment on stuff like that. No, you have to ask us questions that we can answer.
Okay, so I get some dead energy of a person has left. And just their bluck. They just took their bluck with them. But no, it feels a lot. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it feels so much better. Like I can breathe there, and it's cleaner and it smells better.
Yeah, and that could be because the front door is open too, which
Possibly.
is nice too. But honestly, you're right on because like they have improved. I've like even the table I'm at, and then just all of it. Like they did do a lot of work in here, and actually even the bathrooms feel so much better.
What?
I think it is.
Don't you?
So? Yeah.
It's way better than before.
I think it's about
I still
the
see
same.
a leaky.
No,
floor,
it's
which is
better.
something
It's better.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's
from a woman's perspective, I know it's better.
Okay, well, you probably noticed that maybe more than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it has to, and the energy of your place that you're in is huge to you. So you guys have to feel better and be happier.
I agree. So, yeah, I think that's like a very intriguing gift. Like, I think it's cool that you can like travel a little bit more on demand than we can. Actually, you could anytime you want, huh?
Yeah, I do it all the time. Is what's cool about astro traveling is, and I teach this to people. It's funny. Just recently, my 8-year-old son, we were talking about it. He's like, "Well, I want to do that."
He's 8 and he can do it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to work with him. Yeah. Well, a kid will probably even be easier to work with than an adult because they don't put up all the blocks and stuff. But yeah, I'll do it like, before I go on vacation, I'll visit it to see and feel the water, or feel the weather, or see what place I want to stay in, or go to a hotel, or, just feel the vibe. Feel the vibe of the place. Or if I'm moving, like right now, I'm looking to move, so I will actually go there astro traveling and feel the vibe and see if I really.
Where are you? I mean, I guess you don't want to say that on the air. I didn't know you were moving. I'll just say that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I love Ojai. I'm in Ojai. I don't care what people know. I'm staying in the area.
Okay.
I'm staying in Southern California, definitely.
Okay, cool.
I'm just looking at moving more closer to the beach. I feel like I need ocean energy, so I'm just looking at more of the beach. I have to tell you that this is a great thing to bring up for everybody.
Okay.
So I've been asking for a sign on where to move to. And, I always put it out there, and I always ask for signs, and I get signs, right? And there's these 2 different towns I'm looking at, and they're both, like, one is not on the beach, and one's close to the beach. And so for Christmas, I was in Florida for the holidays with all my kids. It was awesome. And my friend got me a gift, and it was the funniest thing. She got me a gift, and it's a sign. It's literally a beach sign that flashes beach this way.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay, so now you know. That was your sign.
That is a sign, and I just thought, on top of not just that I get a real sign, it is flashing beach this way.
Okay, you know what? That's what the kind of signs I always ask for from God. Like, I'm like, literally, please, God, you have to make it so Captain Obvious for me, because, like, I don't get little hints. You know what I mean? It has to be like a flashing beach sign.
Like a physical, an actual sign.
I can't believe Vicky gets that.
An actual
May I
sign.
please have a sign, universe?
Can't get any more blunt than that.
It didn't even dawn on me until I got home, and I'm like, why did she get me a beach sign? Like, I don't even live at the beach. Like, this sign just does not go in the area that I live at right now at all.
Yeah.
And then I get home and I plug it in. My daughter wants it in her bedroom. She's like, well, when we get our beach house, we can put this in there. It's like, oh my God, that's the sign. I've been asking for a sign. We're moving to the beach.
And you got a sign. Yeah.
I have to say, I'm super glad that even though you're a medium, you're still blonde. Right? I mean, it's at least refreshing to know that even the medium doesn't get her signs all the time.
Right. Well, it's what I do professionally. I don't do it for myself. And but at least I did get it. Hello.
Yeah, I know. It's not a rip. It's just like just a relief.
Oh yeah, I know.
But it's funny because speaking of the ocean, it reminded me I had a dream last night, and it was a really cool dream, but it was weird. I was standing on a cliff, and I was holding my mom's hand, and I was standing on the cliff overlooking the ocean, and the beach, it was just like a long cliff. Like, even though it was going to be a super tall jump, I knew that I was going to kind of still land right in the ocean safely. And then there was, I don't remember who or if I just heard it, it was like, well, your mom's not as strong, but you'll have to help her through the rough parts. And I just took my mom's hand and we jumped off this cliff together into the ocean, but it was like not scary waters. It was like refreshing. I can't explain.
It was easier than you thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is your mom going through some health stuff?
I mean,
yeah, I just feel it'll be like, like you said, it's not gonna be as scary. It's gonna be an easy transition. Like, just see it like that too. And it's funny you said beach, because before, when we were talking about people on the other side, I just saw your son. Your son came in.
He did?
Yeah, he's with you, and he's showing me, once you go to the beach, like, the beach is your everything. It will help calm you, it will help clear you. He wants you to go there because there's a lot of creativity. You'll get a lot of ideas, and he keeps on showing me your toes. Do you paint your toes or get pedicures or something?
I paint my toes.
Yeah. Well, he's showing me. You need to paint. I'm seeing purple and like some kind of sparkles. So I don't know if it's.
Okay. No, weird. Today. Okay. This is weird, and it's gonna be so personal and gross in a way. Okay, my nails need to get done. I went and I was looking at purple nail polish today, this really light colored purple gel stuff, and I was like, maybe I'll get my fake nails off and because women, we get tips. I know guys are like, what? Take your nails off, sounds gross. But I was thinking about getting that, and I saw some light purple gel polish, and I had it in my hand for a while, and I was going to get that, and then I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do, if I should keep my nails, not keep my nails. And then I ended up not doing anything. And it's so interesting to me that you said purple.
Yeah, he went. Yeah, so I feel like you definitely need purple. Purple, the color, working with the color purple, it's transformational, it's healing. Archangel Raphael's there, so it's a big healing color. So wear purple.
Okay. I'm
he
going
wants
to.
Wear purple, but I see sparkles too. He's showing me some kind of sparkles, but I feel it's more like makeup sparkles. Do you wear makeup sparkles?
No, but when I was putting my makeup on, there was a sparkle on my forehead today. Right before I left, I could not get that thing off my head. I'm not joking. I never have sparkles, and I looked in the mirror, and I was like, what is that? And I looked, and I couldn't rub it off, and I had to use my nail and scrape it right off my forehead.
That was from him. That was so you know.
I would have left it there if I would have known it was from him.
I definitely see more.
Aw.
And he's bringing you yellow. I think they're roses or flowers. He's bringing you yellow flowers, so you're going to be getting yellow flowers.
That's so sweet. Now, anybody listening, they're all like, I'll bring her the yellow. Don't ask, just bring them, right?
Right.
Yellow flowers, that means the Packers are going to win. Chris just rolled his head back.
Just asked him, I'm like, well, can you tell me if the Packers are going to win? And he's like grinning and just shaking his head like he can't get involved in this.
That's so funny. Oh, come on. Be involved.
Yeah.
I'm all be involved.
You can't be involved.
Just enjoy the ride, watch the game.
Exactly.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
She already said it's going to be a good one, right? So.
I feel it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, the only kind of good game in the playoffs is if your team wins.
No, you like, you like it kind of close because, like, biting. I see people biting their nails, so it's like, you know, it's gonna be that kind, like, you know, like kind of that.
I think it's like that all the way till the Super Bowl's over. Then that's the first we can all breathe easy.
Yeah.
Since like Halloween.
Breathe easy.
Yeah.
That's why you need to go to the beach.
Yeah, I mean, look at Chris. Look at me. He's like, what?
You mean feel a sense of horrible, dejected pain because your team's at home and not even playing anymore?
Exactly. Then you don't even have to worry about it. You can
Who's
rest
your
until
team?
next season.
There's no rest until a Super Bowl victory.
Chris, who's your team?
The Redskins.
Oh.
They lost last week to the Green Bay
We
Packers.
all know. We all know what happened.
Not everyone. Vicky probably didn't know.
I did not know that. Yeah, now I know.
Well, now we all know.
Yeah.
That the
I haven't
Redskins
hardly
lost.
rubbed it in. And by the way, happy birthday
Thank
on
you.
Wednesday.
Thank you very
This
much.
past Wednesday was his birthday, Vicky.
Oh, happy birthday! What? So, if you want to know, do you want to know what this year is going to bring for you?
Yes,
Yeah, I do.
yes, let's
Yeah.
hear it.
How, do you care if I ask how old you are?
I'm 34.
Oh, you're only 34. You act so much like
He's an old soul
only
from
because I've known
Ireland.
you for so long. I mean, I thought you were 34 like years ago. I don't know. You just act so much more mature.
Kind of.
That's a compliment, by the way.
Just kidding.
Kinda.
You are mature. You are. Look at your son.
Kinda.
No, but I'm
yeah,
just thinking about the game thing and the attitude, all that.
So this year is going to be a lot less stressful for you.
Oh, Arizona has
a lot of lighterness, so I see a lot of light, and I also see your health is going to improve. Like you're going to really start focusing on your health and feeling better and being happier. And I see smiley faces, so it's going to be a good year. It's going to be happy. It's a year to focus on happy. So in other words, if something comes into your life, you're to say, does this make me happy? And if it doesn't make you happy, then you don't do it.
Okay.
Like happy is your motto this year.
Let's talk about his love life.
My love life.
Yeah. Because
so I feel he needs to give it time. Do you give any time to love life?
Yeah, I do.
now lately a little more, huh?
Mhm.
For a while that was a big no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So are you like dating now?
Not officially, no.
So how are you giving it?
Well, I'm not dating anyone.
He's looking for someone to
specifically.
date. Number here is 530-742-5555. If you're a babe in the area and you want to date a really great man. And he's Irish. And the phone lines, they're just clogged up right now.
Nobody
No,
calling.
seriously, they're shy. They're shy.
That's why.
No, seriously, girls aren't going to be as
Chris is a
aggressive.
great guy.
He is.
Great
You
guy.
guys
Super
should date him.
mellow, super easy. I think he'd be a great guy.
Yeah. And he's super responsible.
That's what I mean. For 34, he is. Definitely.
Yeah, I think you're super responsible.
You think so?
Yeah, you have tons of responsibility, and you are very good at it.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Well, thank you for recognizing that.
And you have a sexy
And-
voice, Chris.
And he has a man bun. P.S. Anybody listening? That means he has long hair, which is cool. He's really good at pool. And he's awesome at the radio station. Look at, he runs all the stuff. You guys, he is a hookup. call in. Or
Sell
at
it, Lori.
least-
Sell it.
More than a hookup.
Yeah,
Oh my
he's what you call he's marriage material.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's slow that down a little bit now, all right?
See? Okay, we just found the problem. Women want to know that they can marry you, Chris. Not just get a broken heart from you.
Well, what's wrong with a broken heart?
Oh my goodness. We're done with this. Are you catching this vibe, Vicky? Or are you watching the Packer game?
I'm just listening. No, I haven't even got to that. So I'm seeing
A joke. That was a joke, by the way.
And then I
We're
feel
serious.
you need to start dating, and then romance will happen. I actually.
You know what? I actually have been. I have been going on some dates.
Okay. And that dating
So,
will
but-
give momentum, and it will get you, like, I actually see you in a relationship within a year, year and a half, like in a committed, I don't know if it's marriage, but in a committed, happy, healthy relationship.
Okay.
And when you have little kids running around the studio, just make sure you teach them not to be loud when they're back there with you on our show and stuff.
Oh, they're going to know that.
I'm just kidding. He's all duh.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's cool. So, okay, relationships, and then what about, okay, is there anything else you want to ask, Vicky?
Yes. As a man, I need to know what is the largest television that I'm ever going to own
For real?
in inches. Like
Oh, my.
78, 96. What's the biggest one?
Such a man.
Yeah,
I
I'm
gotta know.
surprised at
I
that
gotta know.
question. I mean,
You were wondering what kind of questions men want to know. This is what we want to know. What's the
know,
biggest
it is.
TV I'm ever going to have?
okay.
It is such a guy. I see a large screen, like a projector one, like those big ones. You'll have one of those.
I see an outdoor theater. A drive-in theater.
I need to know in inches.
So what is the big inch thing? Like, is 92 an inch?
That is an inch, yes.
She's all 92 an inch. 92
That-
is 92 inches.
I can live with that. I can
I
live with
heard
that answer.
92. I don't even know what that looks like. I heard 92.
92.
I think that's a huge TV.
Hey, why don't y'all come over to my place for the Super Bowl? You know, I got a 92-inch television.
See, that's how he's going to lure those chicks in. See, it's a trap. He's trying to set his trap.
That is not going to lure the chicks in.
No.
That money that you spend on the 92-inch TV, you would need to spend that money in some other way nicely. Like, maybe a
92
nice- or a
weighted.
nice, like romantic weekend away, something like that.
Well, I mean, this could be in 30 years when a 92-inch screen is commonplace.
Yeah, well, I think in a lot of years you can probably be in the TV
You think so?
interactively.
Okay.
We're going to be able we'll be telepathic. We're going to, oh my God, each
Mhm.
year's evolving.
We're not going to need TV, or if we do see somebody, I think more than anything, maybe possibly we'll be able to interact in other people's dreams.
But before that happens, I'm going to own a 92-inch television.
Fine, Chris. You
Okay.
can. But just don't get it before you get a girlfriend. Otherwise, she'll resent you a little bit if you're always in front of your 92-inch TV.
So pull it in with your mind. Work with the energy. See it, see there. Work with the energy. Pull it in with your mind, and then you'll have it. Especially right now, everything's manifesting really, really fast
It's
right now
practically
for
your
everybody.
birthday.
So watch it. Like watch what you think. Watch what you feel. Pull it in.
Bring it in, Chris.
I'm going to get that TV.
Reel it
I'm going
in.
to get that TV.
Set the hook and reel it in.
I'm going to get that TV. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe Arizona's 7 points, Green Bay 0.
Uh-oh.
Do you want to make your prediction, Vicky?
Yeah, I hate to tell you, but I don't feel Green Bay winning.
All right, this is one time, and I hope you're wrong.
Now we're done with Vicky.
I'm like, not on game day anymore. No, okay, so that's your prediction. That's okay.
I'm gonna pull them up. Yeah, give me a little bit. Let me pull them up.
Okay. You know
How do
what?
I pull-
While she's pulling them up, I have to say that I keep looking at the TV, which I'm sorry, if it was a 92-inch, I would probably be super distracted. But
Yeah.
I'm super excited about the new Zoolander movie.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
me too.
Yay! Good. You should see Chris's face.
Oh, it's so funny.
Why don't you like Zoolander? You don't like Magnum? The Why don't you like Zoolander?
I don't know. I don't like Ben Stiller.
What?
I don't like Ben Stiller. I think he's.
Stiller?
Why?
No, I don't
'Cause
hate the
he's
guy. I
nice?
just don't think he's very funny. That's all. I
'Cause
don't
he's
hate the guy.
hilarious.
I don't dislike the man. I just don't think
You don't
he's
think
very
he's
funny.
funny?
No.
Who do you think is funnier?
Lots of people. Like a lot of
Okay.
people.
I think he's one of the funniest. So who do you think is funnier? I think Melissa McCarthy's super funny.
She's all right.
What? What is wrong, Chris?
FA. See Sisters?
See what?
I didn't see that yet. No.
It is hysterical.
Okay, but did you see Spy?
No, I didn't see Spy. That actually looked pretty dumb.
No, it's so
No.
funny. It is so hilarious. It will make you gut laugh.
Oh yeah.
Vicky, you gotta watch it.
Okay.
Spy.
Fine with the one that's out on now Netflix.
Yes, and it's
Yeah.
oh my gosh, you'll watch it. Do you rewatch movies a lot or just one and done?
Do I watch?
Do you watch movies over and over if you like them, or is it one and done?
Just watch one. I'm done.
I'm a rewatch it over.
But I would
person.
watch Sisters again. It's so funny.
Oh, okay. So I guess it depends then.
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong. I think Cardinals is going to win.
Really?
Yeah.
I hope you're wrong too, but
I just quoted that. I can't even see them, but that Cardinal is like strong. I look at it and it's like, ooh, we're winning.
It's a bird.
I know. Well, what is the Green Bay Packers? It's just a G. What's there?
You know what? They're industrial workers, okay? You know, they work hard for the money. Okay.
There are people that put cheese in boxes.
You know what? Cheese is good. Actually, I think cheese is not that good for you. I mean, it's just really not.
No, I don't think it is either. It is, however, delicious.
Yeah, it
In
really
my
is.
in my health intuitive readings, the things that is the worst on our digestive system is cow's milk. So cheese. If you take cow's milk out of your diet, and if you take grains,
Yes.
especially wheat, you will asthma will go away. You'll lose weight. Your hormones will get normal. The digestive issues, the IBS, all that stuff.
I know. Dairy is so bad for you. I literally avoid
It's
it as
not
much
all
as possible.
dairy, but even yogurt. So a lot of people think yogurt's good for them, right? And the thing about yogurt is it's still milk. It's still a form of cow's milk. Or
It's still a form of you getting right underneath the cow and suckling away.
Yeah,
If you are
but
unwilling to
coconut
get
milk, it
underneath
doesn't
that cow,
I guess that's one way to put it.
it's totally true. If you're not willing to get underneath the cow and drink it straight up, then maybe you shouldn't be drinking it at all.
yeah.
I mean,
Most people can, like 80% of my readings, we cannot digest cow's milk. And think about it. We are the only people that drink somebody else's milk. Like, that's why we
Okay.
have breast milk. We have breast milk to feed our
Exactly.
babies. And when we're done, we're done. We don't need any more milk.
we're the only mammal that continues to drink milk as if we're infants our entire life.
I know.
It would
and
be
we're
more
the-
natural if we had women lined up in a barn and we were milking women, okay? It really would. That's our milk.
You know, it's funny. It's like when I was a kid, I drank close to, even through high school, playing football and sports. I probably drank close to a gallon of milk a day.
Gross.
And then I got into college and I wasn't playing. I wasn't really playing sports much. I was doing a lot of work and things like that. And I just stopped drinking milk.
Thank
I didn't
goodness.
even think, and I love the way milk tastes. I love drinking a glass of milk, but I don't think I've had a glass of milk in probably 15 years.
That's so awesome to hear. I'm so proud of you.
Well, and it's not like I tried to give it up. It's just my body didn't want it anymore.
Yeah.
So I just stopped drinking it.
That's good.
Well, that's what's wrong with our health and our society. I'm not going to say everybody can't digest it, but like most of my readings, most people cannot digest cow's milk.
Yeah.
And you can get calcium in other ways. So you can get it through broccoli, and so you can get calcium in other ways. And then the other thing is society's so on yogurt. They think yogurt's so awesome for you. And it's really just the acidophilus. So you just want to take acidophilus, not necessarily the yogurt.
It's true. I just recently bought some of those, and the pills, though, that I got were hard to swallow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have to get a different kind. But that's a side note. Okay, so so anyway, I wanted to ask you. Okay, so a lot of people. Okay, there are all kinds of things that are like in energy and like past lives, different things like that. Now you do webinars and you also do your seminars. Okay, so you do have gatherings where you're together physically with people, and then you also have your gatherings where actually everybody's web-based. And I know that a question that a lot of people would have when they're doing something, let's say if we start getting some callers the second half of the show, they're going to be like, well, how is she going to read me over the phone? Okay, or how is she going to be there? But I thought it was super interesting when we were working together on your show that you have, you know, the radio show you used to have where I was co-hosting. You don't actually have to be there. It's almost more of a pain and time-consuming. It would be like as if you drove all the way up to be on my show right now when we can just do it like this, right?
Yeah, no, 80% of my readings actually are friend readings. I have clients around the whole world. And
Yeah.
because I can tune in just by hearing a name or seeing a picture. So I'm a name reader. So by hearing somebody's name, yeah, I can read their energy. You know, just like how I can astral travel and go to their house or go in, you know, to their town or wherever. So it's the same thing. So I see that energetically. And actually, I do my energy healings remotely. So when I do my healings on people, they're not even here in my house or wherever, but I'm recording. I record the healing, and you'll be amazed because, you know, let's say, like, if I can tune into you right now. So let's say I'm going on Lori. Mm-hmm. So I feel something up with like your, like something with your, like your balance. Like I'd have to be working on your balance because one of your hips looks off, either shorter or longer than the other or whatever. So I'll be in my healing, I'll be saying that like, hey, I'm tuning in right now and I feel pain, like you have pain right now in your knee. And so I'm like, I don't even know these people, you know. And so then after the healing, they actually receive the healing because everything is energy.
Yeah.
You know, and so they receive the healing immediately as I'm working on them. And then the recording, you know, I will be telling them what to do or what comes up or whatever. So then I email them the recording. So it's all the same thing. I'm getting everything energetically.
Yeah. And if you were with them personally, you would still go in and like spiritually and do this. It wouldn't be like you would do it physically still anyway.
No, I'm doing it physically when I'm working with them. But yeah, I like to actually work with people remotely anyways, more than even in person, because I can go deeper into their body. Every aspect of your energy and your emotions and your past life effect now. So a lot of times I'll go into past lives while I'm working in your body, and I'll have to heal the past life in order to heal you now. So when I have the person energetically, then they're not pushing me away. You know, you're not sitting there with your eyes closed being like, oh, you know, like I'm nervous, I'm scared. You're not doing that, you know.
We're kind of unsuspecting victims.
Exactly. I have snuck, yeah. You know, people will ask me to do their husbands, and, you know, but they're like, well, I don't know if they'll be open to it. But, you know, so I'll say, I have snuck them, but I always ask their higher self. I always ask the person energetically if it's okay if I heal them before. I just won't go heal them unless they say okay.
Yeah.
So I have snuck healings, and people have been like, oh my God, my husband didn't even know about it. And he you know, he was amazed at, like, his health improved, he was happier, like all this stuff happened without him even knowing, like, I worked on him.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's amazing. And like, okay, one thing that I always find super like intriguing, that one doctor, remember we were talking about this, Chris, how he wrote a book about these children. He's actually like a like a pediatrician or whatever. I'm not going to quote exactly, but I know he was a doctor who worked a lot with children, and they would talk about how these parents aren't their parents. They were really young, and they were talking about, they're like, these aren't my mom and dad. They live here. They had a different name. And he actually started researching some of them and found that those actual parents did exist and were still currently alive and had just lost a child. And he actually, I think there was a story about one kid who got reunited with what he considered his real parents, even though he had passed and, you know, was born again, like, into another family.
Right.
And I find that to be super intriguing. And I was wondering, did you ever run into anything like that?
So I'm trying to understand. So these kids are here down on Earth,
Yes.
like on Earth,
Yes.
and they're like, these aren't my
remembering,
parents.
yeah, they're not like a whole bunch of them, but he wrote a book about some that he encountered where these children actually were remembering their past life. They're like 2 years old or 3, and they were saying that they remembered living somewhere else. They knew what their names used to be.
Oh yeah, they remember in their past lives.
Yeah.
Oh, I run into that all the time. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, and I work on kids. Like that's the whole thing. I just worked on this child that was autism, and oh my goodness, I just started working on him, and I did do him in person, but immediately he started speaking different languages. I took him back to his past lives. He was speaking all this different stuff, and and then after the healing, after just one healing, he even got up and he's like, I'm healed. Like he shifted huge, and like, so not only that, just by visiting your past lives, you'll heal your life now. I worked with another kid that stuttered all of his life, and he was 11 years old, and I did him energetically, and I thought, like I was actually working on him for something else. It wasn't even his stuttering, but when I went into his past life, he was a mute, and so I cleared that, and immediately when I cleared that, he quit stuttering in this lifetime. Like that's his mom like emailed me and was like, oh my God, like my son quit stuttering. So that's what I'm talking about. Like these healings, like when I work with healings and I clear the past life, or I do it, cut some energy cords or whatever, it heals you right now, because it's what it does is it shifts energy really, really fast. And so children, like you were saying about remembering past life, of course they were, because they're open, and it's what happens as we grow up. Adults, start saying that's not okay to remember, or you start getting belief systems on it, or you start getting fear. Where kids don't have fear.
Well, there's this one girl. She actually went into like a coma for some reason or another, and she was in a coma for like I don't know, X amount of time, like maybe like 2 months, and then it ended up when she came out of her coma, suddenly she spoke a different language, and she didn't speak English at all. And so then the parents were really confused about this, and a couple of my thoughts were like they actually learned how to speak her language to like basically communicate with her, and then had to reteach her everything. Number one, do you think like when somebody is in a coma, and let's say that they were leaving their body, they're obviously not just laying there right inside of their body, right? If they're like in a coma, they're probably floating around or doing whatever. Do you think somebody else could get in their body and take it over?
I was just going to say that sounds like a walk-in, and I just did a 15-year-old, a kid was in a coma, a 15-year-old, and I actually saw him with his grandfather in spirit. And the cool thing is, like, he was just he was hanging out, and he needed the coma because his body really needed a lot of downtime. It was very stressed, and he wasn't doing stuff. So what happened is the coma was a blessing for him, because it gave him the downtime he needed. And his I'm talking to his grandfather too. He was there visiting his grandfather.
Okay, so we're going to hold that thought. So everybody, you have to like tune back into the dirt. And we're going to take a break, Vicki. So let's talk about the grandfather and the coma patient when we come back. Everybody stay tuned for the dirt. When we come back, you are welcome to call at 530-742-5555. Tune in for the dirt with Vicki Emanuel in just a few minutes.
You're listening to The Patriot, 1410 AM, KMYC, Marysville, Yuba City, Roseville, Sacramento, Oroville, and Chico.
Fox News Radio, I'm Joe Chiro. The Iran nuclear deal officially in place after the UN watchdog certified Tehran met all its obligations under the multinational deal.
Late this afternoon, sanctions are immediately lifted. Electronic bank transactions can begin, and billions of dollars can begin flowing into Iran's coffers right now. Already, Iran has announced the purchase of more than 100 Airbus airliners. It is set to export oil in vast quantities to India and other nations, all part of its intent to become a regional powerhouse. Yet Secretary of State John Kerry maintains the nuke deal will, at the same time, make the world a safer place.
Today, we are confident that based on the reductions in its stockpile, reductions in its centrifuges, it would take Iran at least a year to try to break out of the agreement.
Administration critics say the deal makes the world a less safe place.
Fox's Doug McElway. Among those against the deal, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Iran's releasing 4 detained Americans in exchange for 7 Iranians held or charged in the U.S. Naghmeh Abedini is the wife of Christian pastor Saeed Abedini, one of the prisoners released. She says she grew strong during her husband's capture.
Learned that whatever trials come my way and whatever the outcome is safe out or not, or when he's out, whatever happens, I can have peace and peace in my life, no matter the storm.
Abedini had been in Iranian captivity for more than 3 years. The Patriots advanced to the AFC Championship game after defeating the Chiefs 27-20.
On the drive. Brady delivers.
Play on CBS Sports, Rob Gronkowski caught 2 TD passes from Tom Brady as New England stopped KC's 11-game winning streak. You're listening to Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Today, my new dad threw a barbecue.
Today, my new son and I threw a barbecue.
There were burgers and chicken.
I burnt everything. The burgers, the chicken, the salad.
They were delicious.
They were awful.
And then we had watermelon.
I'm allergic to watermelon.
And then we played catch.
I broke Mr. Lewis's window, Mrs. Wakeham's window, Mrs. Wakeham's windshield, and then somehow my hand. My hand!
And then my dad even let me drive his car.
The hospital's on the right! It was a rough day.
It was a great day.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Democratic presidential candidates gearing up for Sunday night's debate.
New polls show the race continuing to tighten between Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. A new Monmouth University poll has Sanders beating Clinton by 14 points in New Hampshire. And in Iowa, a new Des Moines Register poll shows them just 2 points apart. So today, Clinton brought out the big guns. Both Bill and Chelsea Clinton campaigned today in Iowa. The former president highlighted his wife's history of bipartisanship with Republicans like Newt Gingrich and Lindsey Graham, while simultaneously taking a dig at the current Republican frontrunner.
You just have to decide whether you want a change maker, not a change talker.
Now, tomorrow is the final debate for the Democrats before the Iowa caucus. It'll be very interesting to see if Sanders and Clinton finally decide to take each other on face-to-face now that the race is getting so close in those important early states. In Washington, Kristen Fisher, Fox News.
President Obama has signed an emergency declaration for Flint, Michigan because of the water crisis there.
Now, the move clears the way for federal aid to the city of Flint. The White House releasing a statement calling for FEMA to coordinate all disaster relief efforts to, quote, alleviate the hardship and suffering on residents of Flint. Now, the government agency will provide water, filters, cartridges, and other items for 90 days. Trying to save money in 2014, Flint began drawing its water from the more polluted Flint River instead of using water treated in Detroit. The state's Department of Environmental Quality has acknowledged a mistake in failing to require the addition of needed corrosion control chemicals that would have prevented lead from leaching into the water from pipes and fixtures.
Fox's Robert Gray. And an American missionary and orphanage director is among the dozens killed by al-Qaeda-linked militants in Burkina Faso last night. U.S. officials say Mike Rittering was sitting in a cafe across the street from the Splendid Hotel when gunmen rolled up and opened fire. I'm Joe Chiro, Fox News Radio.
Go ahead and jump with the Atomic Punks live at Pebble Falls Casino, Saturday, January 16th. The Atomic Punks are the undisputed #1 tribute to early Van Halen, the David Lee Roth era. Voted best tribute band by LA's Rock City News 3 years in a row. They've earned praise from members of Van Halen themselves. David Lee Roth said, the best tribute to Van Halen ever. And Michael Anthony was quoted as saying, Atomic Punks rock. Come experience the energy energy of vintage Van Halen with the Atomic Punks at Feather Falls Casino this Saturday night. VIP suites and party packages are available. Log on to featherfallscasino.com/entertainment to check out all upcoming shows.
Feather Falls Casino. Get into a good time.
Must be 21 to attend.
You are tuned to the dirt.
The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found.
That's affirmative. He has evidence proving Bigfoot.
The search for the flying saucers.
You are about to explore another world, another universe with the likes of Ghost, Bigfoot, and UFO.
I woke up in the middle of the night. I don't know what it was.
He is overshadowed by the energy from the world teacher, and the world teacher uses him and gives a blessing.
And all of a sudden, I realized that the banging is coming from my kitchen. Instantly, I froze. I was so scared.
They said they heard like a disembodied scream, like a bloody scream, like something bad was happening.
And now, here comes your diva of the dark, Lori Schultz.
Hi, everybody. We're on the second half of the show. It's been an exciting first half. We have my special guest, Vicki Emanuel, here with us tonight. She's an energy reader, healer, psychic, all that good stuff. And the number to call in is 530-742-5555. Again, that's 530-742-5555. And the lines are open, so you can call in and talk to Vicki, ask her a question, or participate in some way if you'd like. So feel free to call in. Vicki, are you here with us still?
I am here.
Awesome. It'd be a little sad if they start calling in and you're not even here, right?
Yeah, I haven't traveled and Oscar traveled either.
Emil, come back. Speaking of which, you were telling us a story, about the boy who was in a coma, and he really needed the coma because his body really needed some downtime for healing, and he was spending time with his grandfather, who I presume has also passed, right?
Yeah, his grandfather was in spirit. Am I okay?
Yeah, it sounds a little echoey. Do you have like sound on or something, or?
Well,
okay, it sounds good. I mean, probably.
Okay.
Chris, it's up to you. Sounds good to him.
Chris.
Yeah, I'm here.
It's not okay. So I talked to his grandfather, and I was talking to his grandfather in spirit, obviously, why he was there in a coma with him, and he hung out with his grandfather. It was the pretty coolest thing. I'm tuning into him. He was fine. He was in the coma probably about 6 weeks, and he did come, and I told the parents, like, because I was talking to the grandfather, and he's like, it's not his time. He just needed downtime. He's not gonna die. He's gonna come back. He's gonna be fine, and he did. And the kid came back, and he was fine. And he did tell his parents too at that time when he that he saw his grandfather too. So I thought that was pretty cool, a validation, that he was hanging out with his grandfather. And they were not really believers either before all this went down too. They were very religious and didn't believe in the afterlife and stuff. So that was pretty awakening for them. So that was pretty cool. But the other thing that you were talking about is called a walk-in. Have you ever heard of walk-ins?
Well, yeah, I have.
Yeah, that's what I felt with her. It was a walk-in, and like you said, walk-ins are very rare. I've only seen 2 of them in my 15 years of doing professional readings, and I've done thousands of readings, and I've only seen 2 of them. But I do think they're going to be becoming more common. That's probably a whole other show, because we're going to be like our vibration is raising to such a different energy, and there's a lot of aliens and stuff. So there will be more walk-ins, but that's what that one feels like that you're talking about. A walk-in is where a spirit does come into somebody's body, and it could be somebody that's already passed. They have, like, all of a sudden their personality will change, or like you said, obviously their language changing. That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
So that's pretty big, and I've seen 2 of those before.
Wow, that's so strange. Okay, so do you want to explain from your point of view why another spirit would want to walk in, especially let's say if it was an alien spirit or form, why would it want to be in one of our bodies?
Well, the walk-in I did before, so I'll give you an example of the one. There was a woman, this was years ago, but the wife called me, and we're doing a reading, and she had me tap into her husband, by his name, And she said all of a sudden he's been acting really weird. He started smoking, he started cussing, his personality's totally different. Like he just woke up one day and he's just this whole other person. And I tuned into him. The minute I tuned into him, I actually saw this 17-year-old boy in his body. And I told her, I'm like, I said, there's like this 17-year-old boy in his body. Well, she said that, and this was all when this all went down too, he actually, there was a boy that died right in front of him on a skateboard that was 17 years old. And he was right there. And so I was talking to the 17-year-old boy, and it's what happened there is the boy was scared to go to the light. It was scared to cross. It was scared to, go to the highest level it could go to. And this does happen a lot with people. That's, when we die, we're in fear. And so this man was close. It was like right next to him, and he was, I guess, like somehow helping the body or whatever. And so he grabbed onto the man. So that's what happens like with a walk-in. A walk-in will just kind of grab onto the man or grab onto a person, a physical body that's weak or, not. That's why when you're not in control of your body, like if you're into heavy drugs or if you're in an altered state a lot, it's easier for a spirit or a Klingon, I call them Klingons, to kind of cling on to you because it's, everything's energy and our whole body is energy on all levels. Like we're like this onion shell. If you think of an onion, there's different layers. And so it's just as easy for, spirits. There's all kinds of spirits, and they're very easy to cling on to the lowest, energy that's not protecting itself. It's the same thing with psychic attacks. I'm sure you've heard of psychic attacks, or people feel like, after you go around people and you're just like, oh my God, I'm so tired, I'm so drained, and it's because you haven't put your shield up and you haven't, you've allowed people into your energy field and to take from you. So it's kind of the same thing that they can just come into your body.
Well, it totally makes sense, except for I have a couple questions. So let's just say on a walk-in, okay, for instance, the coma patient, that would be like completely different because if that person couldn't even speak the language, they wouldn't know who they are. But let's just say like with this gentleman that you were talking about where there was a 17-year-old. Now, was that 17-year-old sharing his space in his body? Because like how would he know his name then and all the important things besides just changing his personality? Like, is it like their energies kind of combined?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll give you an example of myself. I was channeling. This is when I first started channeling like years ago. And I've had two entities. When I channel, when I communicate to people on the other side, I'm still here. I do not let them come into my body. I'm not an inner, but there's all kinds of different channeling. I take control of my body because I don't want to let go of my body. And I will tell you, a lot of mediums that are I want to say pretty much all mediums that I know that do inner body channeling where they let another frequency come into their body, they die young. And like usually by 55, they're not living anymore. And the reason why is because they're letting their body go to a different frequency. There's a different energy in their body. So that happened twice to me. One time I was working on this, I was doing a healing, and this Indian warrior chief came into my body. It was the craziest experience I've ever had in my life. My voice changed. It was like, the only way I can explain it is, it was so surreal. I felt like I was pushed to the side in my own body, and this being came into my body, and I'm in my body going, get out, get out, get out, and this powerful being, this powerful warrior was taking over my body, and my voice changed. But yet I'm still in there. I was still in my body through the whole process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and I didn't like it at all. And I did make it get out. And then the other time happened to me was an angel. That was the super coolest thing ever, though. The angel was amazing, amazing energy. I felt like I was 50 feet tall, and I was so light, and it was just expansive. My heart was so expansive. It was just an amazing experience. But I still don't let any entities in my body now. I'm really careful on that. And so you're still in there, and that's what a walk-in is, like you said, like their name and all that. It's not like they just totally disappeared, but their personality has changed. Their taste, their smell, all of their senses, those may change.
Okay, so how does that differ from a possession?
Well, you probably could call it a possession too. I mean, possessions are all kinds of different things. I haven't seen very many. I've only seen one possession before too, where it was more of a lower energy. It was very, what people would call evil. So that's, I mean, if you can call it, I would think it'd be kind of the same thing.
Wow. Okay. And so when you say a lower energy, okay, so if somebody passes and they're on the other side and they were like a family member or it's just like a person, okay, and when you say a lower energy, what is that? Like, okay, so there's people, are they a higher energy, or is a higher energy more like an angel, or is like, you know what I mean? Like, what are the different levels?
That's a great question. There's all kinds of different energies, and there's all kind of different entities. We have, if you Google shadow people, have you ever heard of shadow people?
Yeah, because you told me about them, and also so did Paul Dale Roberts.
Did you Google them? There's a lot of shadow people. Sorry, my dog. There's a lot of shadow people where you're at, up in Northern California.
That's what you were telling me, that you never saw any when you were in Florida, and then when you moved up to Auburn was the first you ever saw them.
Yeah, that's where there's a lot. I mean, they're all over, but that's where there's a lot of them. So they're just different entities. I mean, for people we're not the only people here on Earth, and there's also different entities throughout the whole universe, and they can come in and shift here. And a lot of people, will have like the creepy feelings. Like there's all different feelings that we have. So that's why I say when there's lower energies, it's if they feel creepy to you, then they're kind of a lower energy.
Okay, and where do they come from?
All over. I mean, they come from the universe. They come from all over. In the ground, actually, the shadow people are from the in ground, and that's why they're dark. There's, where I live, there's beautiful, in Ojai, there's beautiful star angels. Star angels are gorgeous. And you can see, like where I live, you can see the Milky Way. There's tons of stars, and star angels are white and high, just like a star is, and really, like they reach up to the stars. So not all, not all different energies are bad or lower.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the walk-in then. So when you said that as our frequency or our energy fields, like the vibrational fields are going to like raise up in our bodies and everything like that, you said that you thought there was going to be more of a chance of walk-ins in the future. Okay, so based on that, now why would, so it's obviously not an alien that we would see, not like, let's say like a gray. It would be like something else that is like where the grays live that will be able to come and like haunt us, or what?
Oh yeah, alien-wise, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of aliens. Like there's all different types, and I've already seen them. Like that's a whole nother show too. Like I've already seen tons of aliens and trying to take people's bodies over. And there's a lot of hybrids here right now on Earth too, where they're not just people; they're half something else. They're half alien too. Yeah, so it's just because everything we're shifting to a higher energy. Just like I said, manifesting is going to happen really, really fast because think of like back in the Pisces times is when we had think of like heavy curtains between heaven and earth. Okay, I'm just going to say it's heaven, a different dimension. Okay, so there's like heavy curtains separating us. Well, now those curtains are totally lifted, and each year the veil between heaven and earth are going to be thinning and becoming lighter and lighter and lighter. And so what happens with that is we can go wherever. We can astral travel. The energy is going to be so simple, just like we were talking about the TV. I really think, telepathically, the new, and within 10, 15 years, everybody already is telepathic, they just don't know it. And within 10, 15 years, we'll be, really connecting on a telepathic level. We'll also be able to astral travel at that level, too. We're already starting that. They already have things where I even believe, the amazing experiences they already have with TV and stuff. All that's going to be, we're not even going to have to go to a vacation. You're just going to experience it in your mind, and you're going to feel it, sense it. It's going to be everything, and that's why I'm saying it's going to be easy for us. Just like right now, I can visit just like how I was there at your place, or I was visiting a person. If I wanted to, if I'm not a good person, or if I'm a person, I could really screw with you if I wanted to.
Right. Well, Okay, so that brings me to the question, in your opinion or in your experience, based on your experiences or what you know, why would we even want to be in a body in the future if you know you can have more experience just being free and be able to travel throughout dimensions? I would say, I mean, what is the draw if there's a spiritual being to want to be in our body? To me, it seems like you're captured. And then, like, what? Then I'm paying bills. I've got to drive in a car. I got to book a plane ticket. I'm not going to just be able to just do whatever I want.
Right. Well, because it's an experience. Everything's an experience, you know. And also, the walk-ins is what happens. Like with that boy, he was scared to die. He was scared to go to heaven or to the light. So what's he do? He grabs into the first safe thing. Most people are in a lot of fear most of the time. And most people do not like change. So when we evolve, that fear kicks in and that change comes in, and then they're like, oh, I don't want to do that. So they'll even hold on tighter to themselves, and that means if there's a higher light than them, they're going to they want to tune into that. You know, it's the same thing as jealousy, or people don't realize, like, energy does affect you. If you have a person there, like, let's say everybody's jealous of you. Let's say you're selling so much in real estate right now, and you're the queen star of real estate, and now, you know, I'm the person in your office, and I'm really jealous, and I can't believe, like, all the stuff you do, and I'm giving you now negative thoughts, and I'm giving you, you know, I don't want her to be successful. And now you have another person doing the same, and another person doing the same, and another person doing the same. Well, they've created this vortex of energy. So now it's not saying, like, if you could feed into that, but it's going to be kind of harder because you're going to start feeling it energetically. And in the future, that's what I'm talking about. Energetically, you're really going to feel that. And so it's really important for you to clear your energy a lot and be grounded a lot. And so that person over there that's super jealous of you may want to be you. And that's why they'll, you know, take some of your energy.
So, okay, so from a new year standpoint, and like, you know, when people just look at the new year as this pinpoint of, hey, I'm going to have these new year resolutions and everything else, even though we should be living anew every single moment of our life because there's no change in reality to time and existence. However, if we want to look at it as a starting point, and wouldn't you suggest that one of the things that people could do to, like, feel renewed would be not just to, let's say, clean your house, get rid of the Christmas tree, pack everything away, but literally cleanse your home of bad energy, cleanse yourself, like, as not just physically, I'm talking like emotionally, you know, spiritually, and your home too. I think your home can really be drugged down. Like, let's say you just had family or something negative going on over the holidays. Cleanse your home. Do you have any suggestions on how people could do that?
Cleansing your home, because you're picking up that energy every day. But do a mind, body, and soul detox. And is what that is, a cleanse. Is first, you know, go with your home, cleanse out, obviously get rid of clutter. And one of the things is, if it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it. So in other words, if you, like, I have a couch right now that I really don't like, but I'm waiting to move because, like, my couch just does not bring me joy. And so every time I go in there, what do I think of? I'm like, oh, there's my couch. You know? That's not a good energy to have. You know what I mean?
How did it get in there?
Well, I've had it. It's just gotten dirty from my kids and my dogs, you know, that's all. And so, and sometimes it's just time to get a new vibe and new energy. And if you want a new vibe, new energy, then you need to get new. You need to literally get stuff out of there, especially if they're from, like, ex-husbands or ex-wives, or, you know, you have a breakup, or, you know, and you had stuff. Get it gone ASAP, especially your bed, because you sleep in that every day, and that has energy imprints, and then you're taking that energy imprints back into your body. So start with your house and declutter and get everything out that doesn't bring you joy. Next, you want to cleanse the energy, and that's definitely with smudging. Open up the window and you smudge. And lemons are awesome. Lemons are detoxifying, they're cleansing, cutting up some lemons, washing with lemon, you know, like lemon essence oil and stuff, or vinegar and water is really good too. And then doing the tea light, doing the 3 tea lights in a bowl of water and lighting those. This also helps sell houses too, Lori, is putting 3 tea lights in a bowl of water and lighting them. And when they're burned out, putting the tea lights outside in the trash and the water down the drain. And it's a must, especially in selling a house, is you got to get your energy out of the house. And you need to do internally too. What in your mind, what in your mind, what belief system, what negative words are you using? What do you need to cleanse? What thoughts do you need to cleanse too out of your head? And what friend, like, who are you surrounding yourself with? What weeds are in your life? If that person doesn't make you feel wonderful, empower, if you're with somebody and you're wanting to manifest money and all they do is talk about not having money and they're in lack and they can't afford this and they can't afford that and oh my God, I'm so broke. Well, you need to start distancing yourself from that person if you're wanting abundance, because you're going to start playing and believing into that belief system, and like creates like. So if you have abundant thinking friends, and I'm not just talking money, I'm talking in everything.
Wealth is like everything.
Yeah, so energy is, you want to cleanse not just your house, but you want to cleanse your everything, your clothes, putting on your clothes and saying, oh, like, this makes me feel wonderful. If it doesn't make you feel wonderful, get rid of it. Yeah, really looking at what energy brings you joy in everything. That's a biggie.
Okay, that is so awesome.
And I wanted to tell you too about the new year. So each year, because I have this on my Facebook fan page, or no, I always post this on my website too. I always post a monthly prediction, and I just did the January prediction. But I also am gonna, like, for 2016, I tuned in a little bit, and you can see that on my website, VickiManuel.com. But for the 2016 it's about love and power. This year is all about power and love. So we're going to be coming into a lot of power, and we're, like, in other words, you're going to be feeling more powerful. And it's awesome because when you're powerful, you're going to manifest things like so fast and so easy, because you're going to know you're worthy, because you're going to have more confidence. And so that means also keeping, you want to see what around you, like what empowers you, who doesn't empower you. Those are the things to look at this year. And love, what do you love to do? Love is just, it's all going to be about love. If you don't love something, then it's going to start falling away.
Okay, that's such great advice and everything. Thank you so much, Vicki, for sharing that. And why don't you share with everybody all of your contact information? Just, I know a lot of people just like listening, they're listening and they're not like calling in right now, but it's great for you to share because they'll look you up soon.
Okay, yeah, you can go to my website, VickiEmanuel.com. It's VickiEmanuele.com. Or you can push in energyreader.com because it goes to that. So that's my website's easy. If you become my Facebook fan, I put a whole bunch of free card readings and a whole bunch of information on that too. And you can become my fan through my website. But my website's where I do my predictions. I have a YouTube channel on there, and pretty much all my upcoming events, my webinars. And I also have some great news. So my book right now, I have a book, Manifest Anything You Want in 30 days,
which I love.
I already have that one, and I have a new book. Finally, it's coming out in April.
Yay!
The Soul Colors, the one on the color vibrations, that we're all born into different color vibration, like crystals, blue rays, and rainbows, and indigos, and it goes all into that. And that book is going to be really great because it will teach you what you are. You'll be able to learn what tribe you vibrate with, and also how to heal and manifest. Knowing your vibration color.
We had a show, remember you came on there and we were talking about that, and you actually are able to tell other people's children what they are born into even. And do you want to share a little bit about that, like explain that a little bit to everybody?
Yeah, because it's cool because we have a new color vibration coming in now too, of babies that I've been seeing. So we're all born into a color vibration. A lot of people have heard of the crystals and indigos. Those are from the very beginning of time. And our color vibration is our tribe. It's kind of like astrology, but it's more of a group. It's not like, astrology, you have a sign. Well, now there's 6 color vibrations. But at the time, there was only actually in the very beginning, there was only really 3 color vibrations. But now we're moving into the new kids that are probably about 25 and under are now rainbows and blue rays. And indigos are fading out, and blue rays are becoming the indigos, and rainbows are kind of taking over the crystals. I still do see some kids being born crystals, and golden lights. There's also golden lights, and the new one, which is super cool, that I was telling you about, is angel rays. And angel rays, and this is where I was telling you about telepathic, and I've already seen a couple babies being born. And as our earth keeps on evolving, that's what I was talking about, the energy keeps on evolving, the rays will keep on evolving, because we need to be born into a new energy vibration, because they learn different, they see different, they heal different, and they're evolving. We're all evolving, you know. So the new angel rays they kind of look like an alien face, because they're broad. They have a really broad forehead and a small pointy chin, and they have huge eyes. Mm-hmm. And the reason why they're like this is because they're very telepathic. They can pick up everything telepathically. And the new angel rays I've been seeing are so freaking powerful. They have been, like, little babies can project and knock, like, pictures off the wall. Like it's kind of like that movie. Oh God, what was that movie where that girl would start fires and stuff?
Oh, Firestarter. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, they're not like to that extreme, but they're pretty powerful with their head and their mind, and that's why their face shape is the way it is. And that's the new color vibrations coming in. I haven't seen a lot of the angel rays yet, but I have seen some come in, so I'm excited for them when they get older, because I just did a reading on the 7-year-old, and they were wondering why his bed was moving, pictures were moving, like water pipes were bursting. I mean, just crazy stuff, right?
Yeah.
And the minute I tuned into him, I was like, whoa, he is powerful. And so what happens when he gets angry, stuff starts shifting. And yeah, so it's really about teaching the child how to calm that energy and not project that energy. And water is going to be essential for the angel rays, to get in water to clear their energy field a lot, and, you know, to bring it and calm it down.
So you do, like, in your book, you explain to people who, like, they'll be able to kind of figure out what color
vibration,
yeah, and they'll figure out how to cleanse themselves accordingly and things like that. Like you were saying, water with these, and every kind of color vibration has, like, a different way of cleansing or feeling renewed, or what is that?
Yeah, so each color vibration, we all learn a certain way. So, like, blue rays are very telepathic, and they're also thinkers. They analyze a lot of stuff. They have to, like, live by water. The more showers, bath, they'll be attracted to water. Every blue ray so far I've found has either been born a water sign or born, or they have a lot of water signs in their chart. So water is essential for them. Rainbows are, I have a rainbow child. Oh my God. They're so powerful, but they're also obviously love rainbows in the mystical world, and they start really young, drawing and painting. They're very artsy. They're, you know, even as they grow up, they're very artsy. It's hard for them to get grounded. They're addicted to sugar. So it's kind of like each color vibration has a pros and cons.
Right.
And then also on how they mesh together. Like rainbows, like my daughter is a rainbow, and she has all rainbow friends. My son's a blue ray, and he has all blue ray friends because they all attract each other.
So what are you? You're a crystal, right?
I'm a crystal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so tell us a little bit of what that means for you or other crystals.
Yeah, crystal is, well, you're crystal too.
I remember you telling me, but I wasn't going to say it because I was like, I wasn't positive. I just knew you were, for sure.
Yeah, so crystals are very easy. It's hard for them to say no. So it's what happens as crystals are very easygoing. Their immune system's really strong. Like they don't really, like if they get sick, they're going to last the longest. They need to get outside. They're big people pleasers. That's a crystal. And so their life lesson is to say no and not take on so many responsibilities. Like a crystal just can't say no. So they'll be like the head of the parent club, and they'll be working 50 hours, and they'll be doing this, and then somebody's like, oh yeah, can you come watch my dogs? They'll be like, yes. And it's what happens with the crystal is then they get like upset at themselves really because they did all this stuff. And in my book too, it goes more in depth, because if two crystals are married together, there is no communication because neither one wants to hurt each other. hurt each other's feelings, because the crystal just doesn't want to hurt. They can't communicate their true feelings, you know, because they don't want to hurt another person. And so for healing wise, they need nature. Nature's like definitely a must, and obviously crystals, you know, is big too. And you can tell a crystal too, there's certain features with each color vibration too. Crystals have big eyes. You can look in their eyes and just see all this love and empath, and you know, they're very sensitive and giving to others.
Okay. And so the cleansing way would be like to be outside and outdoors.
Nature for a crystal, for sure. You know, nature's a must, and they just like, that's why I have to hike 3 to 4 times a week, and it just like de-stresses you. Nature for a crystal is a must.
And what's Chris?
Chris is a crystal.
Yeah, that's what you told me last time too.
You're a crystal. That's
He's
cool.
a big crystal, yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And you do take on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I can't say no. So.
You can. I love that about him.
But it's what happens with crystals, though, is because crystals really started back in like the 60s, and this is the other interesting thing about our school system. Crystals are people pleasers. They are the ones in the old schools, you know, we would sit there, we did what our teacher told us to do because we wanted to please everybody. So the new color vibrations are not like that, and we're still in the old school system way, and that's why it's not working with the new kids, and that's why kids are being labeled as ADHD and autism, because it hasn't evolved to the new energies. The new energies they're hands-on, they learn, they're so evolved, and they're telepathic, and they learn in different ways, where we're still teaching the old traditional to the people pleaser crystals, you know.
Yeah, that makes so much sense, because I remember being in high school, and then all of a sudden, like my sophomore year, all of a sudden all my friends are like, yeah, I got diagnosed with ADD. I got to do this now. And it was like you'd never heard of that
and my
2 years
son,
before.
too.
It just didn't exist. It's like ADD just kind of came out of nowhere, it seemed like.
My son's, I think it was his third grade, first grade teacher, or no, third grade, that's what it was. She wanted me to put him on Ritalin. She said, you know, he's got so much energy. I was like, is he doing something wrong, though? And then she's like, well, no, but he's disrupting class when he's done. He's trying to help other. I was like, you know what? Then do something. I'm like, I'm not going to drug him so that his energy is down to where you feel you can control him. Instead, channel that energy. Have him, you know, filing papers if he gets done first or whatever it is. And then she would do the wrong thing with, like, take away a recess. And he wasn't doing anything wrong, and that's what they need with their energy, is an outlet.
Yeah.
And that's what the problem with the school system is. And if they don't change it in another 5 to 10 years, every single kid's going to be labeled as ADHD, and that's why the school systems have to fall apart, because these kids are evolved, and they need to be hands-on, and they need to be learning differently than what we did. We would just sit, and I even think about how I just sat there for 8 hours. How did I just sit there for 8 hours and listen to my teacher? You know, because I was a people pleaser.
Yeah, because you're just like, well, I remember just like making sure I kept good eye contact and like making sure they knew they weren't just talking to like nobody. I'm still like that.
Right.
Yeah, but a rainbow and a blue jay is not like that. A rainbow is like, yeah, right, I'm going to bulldoze right through you. You can't tell me what to do. So that's where you're working now with these different energies. And like you said, like trying to say ADHD, and then you put them on something, and yeah, it changes them. It's not who they are.
No,
I don't know.
They're born with that energy for a reason.
Yeah, and you know, I've seen a lot of people go in and take the test for ADD, ADHD, and I don't know anyone that has not been diagnosed as ADD.
I probably
taking
have
the
it,
test.
according to whoever.
Yes, it's, you know, it's such a vague thing. It's just like, yeah, you got a lot of energy, and you're, you know, we don't know how to handle you. We're gonna put you on drugs.
And you won't sit there for 5 hours and listen to everything I tell you to do.
Yeah.
I think there's some teachers that would love to put every single boy on Ritalin. Boys have a lot more energy, and it's like, it's sad to me. It's like they're gonna have a different energy level. The school days are longer. They have lesser break, less summer break now. I mean, look at how they try to make it year round. Seriously, people need more than just a school to raise their children. You know, and I think there's a lot of pressure on teachers too to be in control of like big classrooms. I mean, it's
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what my kids are in private. I love where we are because they do hiking, they do camping, they have, their wood shop, they do different things, but I'm in a private school and I pay for it, a lot of money for it, but it's really worth it. But
Yeah.
the public schools here in California, yeah, I mean, oh my God, there's 30 kids in a class. There's no way. They're not going to be crazy. And then you have all these kids that they can't sit already because they're not crystals. And so that energy just is contagious.
Right.
And so it just blows up. Yeah. And so the school system has to change. The outside school systems are awesome. And I know Oregon just started that, or Washington, where they're outside the whole 365 days a year and they're learning about, nature. They're like hands-on.
I have to give a shout out, I think, to my sister's school, my sister's kids' school, and, Ophir. Don't you think Ophir's great? I mean, they sit there, they teach the kids sign language and everything else. I think that's another way to release energy. They're learning.
My kids went there.
They're learning the songs, and then they're learning how to sign with it. And I think they have enough energy. Yeah, let's teach them Spanish while they're at it too, and let's just do this. They've got it going on. These kids catch on to things, and they don't want to be bored. I mean, we've got electronics, games, we've got computers, everything else, cell phones. I'm sorry, we got to up it.
Nature. Yeah. And that's the new color vibrations. And they're so more evolved, too. Like, when we're learning 2 + 2, they'll be like, that was like kindergarten to me. Like, so they're much smarter, too. The new color vibrations are coming in. And they can pick up energy, your energy. The biggest thing for parents to know, too, is even my healings and everything. I tell them, stress them, you have to be healthy and well and de-stress because your child's going to pick up that energy, and especially the new color vibrations, they pick up energy so fast. So it's really important for the parents to be calm and de-stressed and feel great themselves.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people are opting for the home study too. If you are a hands-on parent, I think you understand what's kind of like not going right with that. And I'm not knocking public schools. I put my kids through it, the public school system and everything. I think we've got some great teachers. I'm definitely not knocking it, but what I'm saying is there is a sense of change, and there is a sense of your child being in need of something, so it doesn't fall down the tubes as far as being labeled one way or another. Nobody wants to label somebody. We don't like it. I'm not going to label you. Just, you're not going to label me. Not if you're careful about realizing the potential of every child is just unlimited and unknown. It's not right to label.
Yeah, and when you hold a label, when when you hold something as a label, even if it's a sickness, or you say, "Hey, I have diabetes," you're taking on that energy and you're becoming it. Yeah. Instead of saying I'm healthy and well. So it's the same thing as saying my child is ADHD. So the more you keep repeating that, the more he becomes it, and the more he's like, yeah, I have ADHD, and he starts taking it on as the energy. So you have to realize that too.
Yeah, instead of saying, hey, take this pill here, this is going to calm you down, and then of course it's the placebo effect of things. Okay, so then it calms it down. You could also be like, hey, we're going to go on a hike, and this is going to calm you down. You can get the same things in your child's minds of different ways to release energy, rather than let a drug dissipate something when it really truly is not dissipating it. If anything, it's just caging it up.
Exactly. Oh yeah, because the energy needs to come out some way.
Yeah.
It's what will happen is when they get older, they'll be holding it in for all those years, and then it will manifest, and it can manifest into illness, disease, anger,
and not to mention what it could physically do to their bodies in the long run. Nobody knows the long-term effects of a lot of these types of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. They haven't been around long enough.
No. Yeah. So my book goes over a lot of the different energies and what, and I actually have, I think, an autism section in that too, because I've worked with autism children for a long time. And just by working with energy, you can really switch in autism. It's pretty cool, like how I've worked with autism children, and really they've evolved pretty fast.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And so so it comes out in March?
April, but hopefully March, but I'm shooting for April.
Okay, awesome. And so is that going to be like everywhere? Is it hardcover or ebook? What's it going to be?
Soft cover ebook. Yeah, it'll be Amazon, my website, Barnes and Noble. It'll be everywhere.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy you're on the show tonight. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun. It's just great. Your energy, I have to say, if you're listening on the radio, I'm sure you can like totally feel the energy that Vicki has just as much. I mean, I'm not with her right now, like physically, but I'm telling you, don't you feel it, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Your energy is beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Even though I'm tired right now, you
can't tell. Mm-mm.
Good. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's great. Is there anything you want to share? Like any, anything that you think like people would be interested in? Like, I'm not always up on all the different spiritual things that are happening out there, but I mean, in the world, or whatever, with animals.
Yeah, well, let me just stress right now is what I see, because always in my energy healings, I go deeper and I see things coming out, from majority of people. And I will say right now, the energy of everything, I just want to warn people because the truth is going to be coming out also this year. And so I've been seeing a lot of truth coming out for all people. And so be truthful. I'm just going to give you guys a head up. So that's with everything.
That's cool.
Be truthful with your taxes. Be truthful with, your siblings or your loved ones or your soul. Just make sure you're truthful because the truth will come out in huge ways. And I've been seeing this in my healings too, as a lot of past lives are coming out in play right now. So you may start running into people from your past lives. You may have oh my God, I met this person. It could be a male, female, whatever. And you're just like, wow, I really, zing with them. Like, what's up? Like, I feel like I've known them forever. So a lot of past lives are also coming out right now. So it's past life regressions or past life healings or energy healings right now are really beneficial for everybody because it's really clearing karma. Like the healings I've been doing for people have really been clearing karma. So I'm seeing this year, I can get the karma done and you don't have to like every year, sometimes you have to go deeper and deeper, but this is a wonderful year to really cleanse. So like I was saying, even with yourself, the things you can do yourself is like we were talking about with your house and your energy field. Your energy field is everything. It's so important on what you want it cleansed and cleared because that's what you're going to attract. And if you have all these energy cords you've had forever and haven't cut any energy cords and you have unbalanced chakras, then there's no room for you to attract good.
What do you think is your piece of advice for people who are trying to be physically, maybe I'd want to say get youth back into? Do you think it's exercise? What do you think it is that feeds the body? We always want to feed the mind with new books and everything else, but I do believe that some of the things that you feed your mind will also feed your body. What's your most youthful advice to people who are looking to rejuvenate?
Love. When you love, so in other words, love yourself, love your body, loving thoughts to yourself. Every single thought, every single, thing that you're feeding yourself. So in other words, especially when you say physical, if you start saying, oh, I'm so fat, my arms are so fat, look at my waist, so those words are creating your reality and they're creating a vibration and an energy, and then that's what you're attracting to your body. So your body's like, oh, I'm fat. Okay, I'm fat. Oh, look how old I look. All of those, that's where you want to change it and love your body, love yourself. When you open up to love and fun are your biggest manifesting. So go out and laugh and have fun and play. Play is a wonderful manifester on always, because when you play, you're in the energy of joy and you're bringing that in and your heart sings. Anytime your heart is healed, happy, and healthy, like if it's shining happiness, your whole body, all those cells in your body on all levels, physically, emotionally, outwardly, you shine. That's when you shine, is when you're happy. Haven't you noticed that on other people too?
Totally. You can see, when somebody all of a sudden they just look better than they've looked, and you're like, oh, you look so different, or you look whatever, and they're like, oh, I just was married, or I just just had a baby, or whatever it is. When people rediscover a form of love, yes,
Get
I'd have to
happy.
agree.
And the whole thing with weight too, you know, a lot of people will ask me about weight, of losing weight. You got to get happy. Your heart chakra is what a lot of people, you know, the emotional eaters and stuff, and that's because you're trying to feed your heart chakra. When you're stuffing your brain with you're not happy and you're eating, or you're eating, you're actually feeding your heart chakra. So instead of feeding your heart chakra food, you want to say, okay, what's going to feed my heart chakra to make me happy? You know, and that's where I say play. Going out and playing is going to make you happy. So then that will resonate to that. And when you're nice and happy, you want to be healthy in all ways. Your heart's shining, so you're actually attracting happiness, and you want to feel happy, so you're going to eat well. You're going to do things that make you feel better on all levels.
I agree with you so much. Okay, so what is I know hiking is your favorite physical activity, right? Wouldn't you say that's one of your favorites? I mean, I notice you always posting pictures.
Yeah, I gotta hike. Well, I love nature. Yeah, hiking's my favorite because it grounds me. You know, being outside in nature. Just being outside in nature is one of my favorite things. But whatever works for you. You know, a lot of yoga is really good because it balances your chakras. Okay. Zumba or anything where you're shaking your energy field. Another thing is you can just wake up in the morning and it starts shaking your body. Like, it's funny, I was just staying in Florida at my friend's house, and I just came from the plane, and my body was like all like just did not feel good. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like start shaking my body. My friend's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm letting loose my energy. I'm letting my energy out." And you can work out your pain that way. So working with your energy field is so beneficial, and doing what your body tells you to do. So if your body is saying, I need some downtime, I just need some yoga, or I need to just stretch at home, stretching is so important too, because it gets the energy flowing. Or your body's like, you know what, I'm really stressed, I need to go on a run. You know, I need to do something really hard, get the body up. So listen to your body. It will talk to you and tell you what you need, and always. Also food, like I don't really normally eat hamburgers. And all I did in Florida was crave hamburgers. And I'm not a red meat person, but I needed the iron, so I just listened to my body. I was like, okay, I'm eating hamburger.
That's cool. Well, that's awesome. Well, I'm so excited that you have another book out, and I will for sure read it, and I will definitely, be talking about it on the show. I can't wait. Hopefully I can have you back on, and we can talk about it once it's released and everything. I would love that. And, of course, I'm excited because I know some of your personal stuff, like today, and everything. So I'm excited for you. You know what? I don't know what I can say about you. So, because I know you on the side of also knowing you like this. So I know, relationship-wise, I hope everything's going great.
I know you didn't ask me about, I'm like, oh, she didn't ask me about relationships because she knows that's non-existence. So, but I'm happy that way, so for now.
No, but it's non-existent as far as well, I mean, I thought you were, okay, I feel like I need to text you.
Yeah, if you're asking me if I'm in a relationship, the answer is no.
Right, but you're dating.
I'm dating, yeah.
Yes, and you have a date tonight.
That was last night.
Oh, okay. So how is that going? Like the dating, are you loving that?
Yeah, dating's an adventure, isn't it? It's so funny.
Yeah.
Dating, and I get this question all the time too. It cracks me up because people will say, well, where's my soulmate? But then they don't want to date. And I'm like, you got to date because and not every date you go on, it's an experience. Just look at that person and enjoy the moment. And, because I think a lot of people date and they're like, oh, is this person the one forever? And then they miss the whole experience of it. So I have met a lot of really cool people, and it's a whole different world for me. So yeah, I'm having fun dating. I'm to the point though of I think I'm ready for a little bit more than dating,
And I'm always, okay, so one thing that you did talk about on my show, so I think it's a green light. If it's not, just go, Lori, no, tone it. But, okay, so remember when you were telling me before that you knew of the man that was going to be your soulmate, basically your person forever, and you knew even what he looked like and everything else, and you knew, he's in your future. So, I mean, do you still see that same guy, or did things shift or change? Because I remember you saying that, depending on what you're feeling, you can change your own future, like the reality of your own future.
Yeah, no, I still see that man. It's funny because even the people that I date, I can, like, I'll journal out and I'll see little glimpses of, like, maybe what they drive, where they live, or, like, this one guy, I even got down to, I knew what his sign was. I knew his mom was somehow in spirit, and she was somehow they were related to Europe. It was crazy. I wrote down all this stuff, and then, yeah, I met this guy. Yeah, but like that, I just knew that was dating. So yeah, I still see him. Yeah, I feel he's closer, definitely closer. I'll feel that safe for myself. Yeah, definitely.
And I think it's so interesting. Is it like different messages that you get for yourself versus for others? Like, do you know what I mean? Like let's say if you're talking with me right now, I know, like you said, like whenever you're in contact with somebody, you'll see things and you'll know things, but you just don't say anything. Does that happen to you about you throughout your day, or is that something that you have to focus on a little more to hear things about yourself?
Both. I mean, I can go there if I want to. Just like the other day, it was cool with the beach sign is where that all came up. I'll just get glimpses. I was actually, it's so funny, like I was cleaning my house and I just said, I got this image. I'm like, oh my God, I'm moving to the beach. I heard coastal. I'm moving coastal. Like I'm just cleaning and I heard, my guide's like, you're moving coastal. And I'm like, I didn't even ask, like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
So I'll see things, feel things, the same things I do as people. The only thing that's frustrating, so let's say you're having a reading with me and you're like, I'm looking to move, or I'll even tell you, like, I see a move and you're like, well, I'm looking at these 3 different towns. I can actually put you in that town, or I'll even know where you're moving to. I'll be like, oh no, you're moving to Tennessee. And, and it feels really good and you're going to have blah, 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 blah. So with me, I see where I'm moving and everything, but I can't narrow it down to what town. So it's frustrating. That's frustrating.
Yeah. I remember some of the things you told me and about me, which obviously I'm trying not to talk about them, but you were like so on target with a lot of it now that I'm right now reflecting.
Oh, yeah. Well, I hope that, I mean, sometimes I tell the truth, so I know it's not always what you want to hear.
I know.
But, yeah, that's the one thing I will do in my readings for all of you out there. I always tell the truth. And so sometimes,
if you don't want to hear the answer, don't ask.
Yeah.
Right?
Want this fluffy, happy rest of your life, and I'm going to give you the reality. So,
yeah, exactly. And it's hard to forget sometimes. Like you don't think about it all the time, and then all of a sudden you have this like realization, like, oh, yeah. Speaking of Vicky, yep, she was on target with that. Didn't see that coming, even though you did.
Right. Well, I do see also the one thing that I think is really interesting, because I do think we get to create our life and we do get to manifest things, but the things I see at people's, like, their ages, I will see a theme for each age. So you could say, I'm going to turn 54, and I'll see a certain theme that age. But the other thing I think is really interesting, so I just did this reading with this 24-year-old, and I said, I see him getting married at 32. So I do see significant events, or even kids. I'll see kids around people at certain ages, and it comes to fruition, sometimes even down to the day I've forecasted. And so I don't know. I think we can create some of our own reality, but if it's something major like marriage or a new move, or I think sometimes that's pretty, because I'll see these things 2 to 3, 4 years down the road, or even kids. Like,
and you're like, you're not going to be able to avoid this.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
so I hear about that myself.
Well, we are actually at the end of the show, and Vicky, thank you so much for being on The Dirt. We absolutely love you, and of course, we hope everything in your future is bright and sunny like you make everybody else's lives. So everybody, check out Vicky Emanuel. You can look her up on my page on Facebook and online. Thank you again, Chris Singleton. Oh, thank you, Vicky. I'm sorry for interrupting you there. I didn't know you were going to talk, but thank you so much for being on the show. We really love you. And then next week, stay tuned for The Dirt and Safari Real Estate. Bye-bye.
You're listening to The Patriot, 1410 AM, KMYC, Marysville, Yuba City, Roseville, Sacramento, Oroville, and Chico.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison.
4 Americans detained in Iran are coming home in exchange for 7 Iranians held or charged in the U.S. The 4 include a Washington Post reporter, a former U.S. Marine, a pastor, and a 4th person. Iran also releasing a 5th American unrelated to that main swap.
The State Department today confirmed.
If you don't like spending an hour on the treadmill every time you enjoy your favorite...
To the dirt.
But some people would want something other than being rich.
I suppose.
Wearing yellowing.
If you don't like spending...
Diner is the place.
He insisted he drive. I see colors. So
Okay, cool.
And I
the person bringing you
and it's
like you're
like a
heaven or
about this.
doing stuff.
Deal winning streak. You're listening.
Outcome is safe out or not, or when.
Less safe place.
Fox is Chiefs 27 to 2.
Today, my new dad threw a party
In Iowa,
Michigan because of. I'm Joe Chiro.
Go ahead.
The lines are open, so you can.
Get into a good time.
As Vicky Emanuel here with us tonight.
They do. It's just not really and feel the.
I don't listen
I know what the
because.
Do I watch?
Watch.
You know, just like to his past lives, he was speaking.
Oma.
Audience held.
This is a government agency.